Greetings, fellow armchair Imagineers. Tiki here.
And Blue Dragon 5.
Ladies and gentlemen, as we find ourselves on the cusp of Disney's big venture into the world of streaming, even courting a war in the process, we thought it'd be nice to stay up to date on the ever-growing catalog and rule on what's a must or a bust on Disney Plus. And Dragon, HBO might have Godzilla versus Kong, but we've got Pixar popcorn. Yeah. Because we're the manly men.
Yeah.
All right, just kidding. But of course, Pixar popcorn, this is one of those things that was kind of quietly dropped on the animation side of things in the Disney's Investor Day. Didn't really get a lot of attention, but Dragon, I must say, these were pretty damn charming. And I have them ranked in an internet-friendly numbered list, Jenny Nicholson style. So basically, folks, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be going over them as they appear on Disney Plus. So we're going to kind of talk about them as on the Disney Plus order. But every time we talk about one of them, we're going to mark it down in our little ranker. So should be a fun conversation there. I'm curious to see where do you guys wish some of the Pixar popcorn shorts have voices? Yeah, Claude, I'll get to that. You know what? To tell you the truth, I'm just going to give a little bit of a spoiler for my rankings. I ranked the Bunny and Ducky, the Bunny and Ducky shorts relatively low, specifically because I thought that they kind of stuck out like a sore thumb. They're very dialogue driven in this collection of shorts that's almost Fantasia-esque in some regards with its very minimal use of dialogue. So it'll be an interesting conversation in terms of what ranks where for both of us. So, Dragon, any thesis you have before we get into this?
Yes. So again, as Tiki said, of course, this is part of the the Pete Docter segment of the Investors Day Summit they had. Big, massive news drop that was. And he teased up kind of these 10 bite-sized shorts we were getting. I was looking very forward to it because I'm down for any Pixar we're going to get, especially if it's going to drop on Disney Plus. I mean, come on. So essentially, what these are, I actually recognized what these are kind of in the spirit of. They are. I don't know if you've ever watched these or not, but within the Pixar bonus features, the DVD and Blu-rays, especially, basically, I want to say Toy Story 3 onward. I'm not maybe before that, but at the very least, I think actually strike that up on right. There was up, probably up going forward. Could have gone as early as Wall-E, but no earlier than that. They had these little vignette segments, which were essentially they're like animation tests for like bumpers, as if you saw like a trailer or something for a Pixar movie. They might have like a thing at the end. Like remember the one of the teasers for Toy Story 3, they had like Buzz and Woody like evading searchlights and
Yeah.
See, that's part of like a larger compilation of like kind of animation tests with characters, mostly silent, and that's essentially kind of what they what they have on every Pixar movie kind of coming out. They give like a cutesy name, so I can't pinpoint what exactly these things are called, but it's like, hey, like toy box segments, or like this segment, or like some little cute, little kind of compilation of the animation promo stuff. So this is this is kind of like a better presented version of that, with kind of a little more ceremony to it. We have like the Luxo lamp with all the different variations on the popcorn.
That was my favorite part of the whole thing, by the way, was the Luxo lamp. That was delightful when I realized that it was changing every time.
Yeah, so I mean, overall, the vibe of this thing for me is that's conveyed is it's very fun. It's a very fun animation exercise and kind of sampling of the Pixar films. It's not. I was maybe hoping for maybe a smidge more. So I got some shorts that gave me exactly what I wanted there, but some I would have liked maybe a hair more because while some were kind of that animation sampling, others are kind of the like the virtual tour of the animated sets, which like, hey, I mean, yeah, I saw that in the movie, but let's look at that now. Let's just do like a little 3D aquarium thing from Nemo. Yeah.
Yeah.
But But yes, I mean overall, pop. I mean, let's keep it coming. I mean, yeah, I'll take all the Pixar I can get. Yeah.
And so, in terms of my ranking, I'm just going to put it out here now that I did my ranking based on 4 criteria, which is animation, characters, story, and music. So, animation's pretty straightforward. Characters pretty straightforward, just how well the actual characters are used. Story is a little bit more tricky because, of course, some of these are very story light. Some of these are very much, just kind of like, hey, let's get together and do something. So story is kind of what separated the men from the boys in terms of the rankings here for a lot of the things where, for me it was kind of like, all right, which of these shorts actually have something meaningful to say and aren't just like a glorified animation test. And then music is, pretty much the fantasia of it all. Like how well did it kind of sweep me off my feet with the musical selection, and if it syncs well with the animation. So I
Yeah.
kind of put those 4 things together, and in a very super extremely scientific manner, deduce my ranking.
Well, to be fair, Tiki, you got to remember most of the music, with very few exceptions, it's just reused from the film. So
Yeah, no, I understand that. What I'm saying in terms of music is how well it blends with the animation, like how how much we get kind of like a Fantasia style like synchronicity going on with the music.
And again, folks, so as we're just for anyone who's just joining us now, again, we're going chronological through these things, but we'll give you a ranking. So the rankings might not be presented like an ordinary list, like 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. It's just might be a little all over the place.
Uh,
It's a little, and
but
so
I've
also
got visual aid to keep track of our ranking too, so I don't think it'll be too confusing.
right. And also, folks, this little pet peeve I had with this, by the way. I don't know if you had the same thing. Why on earth did they put the play all option at the end? Okay, why would they not put that? Like every time the DVD or Blu-ray release, you get the play all option at the top. Why would they? Like, after I'm basically I'm binging 10 episodes, I just watch it all at once for like 22 minutes. Why?
Yeah, we do have Monsters at Work, which should be fun, and then also I'm genuinely looking forward to the Doug and Carl shorts too, because who wouldn't say no to more Ed Asner?
Yeah.
So, all right, so starting things off, Dragon, let's go to fitness and
And
beyond.
beyond.
All right, what do you think of this?
I rather like this. Basically this one, Buzz Lightyear leading kind of a fitness lesson amongst the toys. And of course, again, all but 2 of our shorts they are silent. Again, if you're going into this is the first one. It's kind of setting the tone of like, oh, we didn't get any of the voices, at least until we learn, the old Key and Peele. But we'll get there. It just seems like, yeah, again, which was a surprise to me. I don't know why. I just didn't compute that. Like, oh yeah, like Pixar shorts traditionally not a lot of dialogue. These are even shorter than that. Why did I imagine there was going to be? I don't know why. I just went into it thinking, oh, maybe we're going to get a little bit.
So the thing that bothered me a little bit about this one is that the ending seemed a little abrupt. It was essentially like Buzz is trying to pump up everyone to do the exercises, and it seems like nobody's into it at all. And then he goes to turn off the music, and then the music gets turned back on, and everyone's into it, and it's happy. And I don't know, Dragon. To me, there just wasn't really a ton of conflict there. It didn't really go from point A to point B all that smoothly. Like, I like seeing Buzz's relative frustration. And keep in mind, I am very much Team Buzz in regards to like, if we ever were to do a Toy Story 5, I do genuinely think there's a story we could mine out of Buzz being kind of like, one of the last men standing from Andy's crew, and kind of the isolation he feels after Woody leaves. But this is just a tiny little taste of maybe what that would be like. But like I said, I think the big flaw with this for me, and this is just me probably nitpicking a little, is the fact that it wraps up really easily.
I didn't mind that. But let me tell you why. It's a very straightforward kind of short in that regard. It's just it's not so much they weren't trying. It's that they're all just really bad at it. If you really look at it, because they don't get better by the end too. Like they're kind of helping each other out. Though that's the difference. They're cheating, but they're helping each other out, which is nice. Because if you notice, like Rex has no way of doing those push-ups with his tiny arms, but like the little the pin guys help him. And that's what I'm saying. There was something kind of nice there. I'll admit though, one of the other reasons I was kind of hoping for a little bit of sound on this one is because again, for all the people panicking over, oh, there's no Tim Allen as Buzz Lightyear. Well, guys, it's like, and of course, like, yeah, but it's a silent short. It's like it still doesn't hurt the shorts. I was hoping to quail all the panic and maybe again just draw the direct line with this Lightyear movie coming out. Guys, there's the toy and there's the property. But again, it's anyway. That's not going to help quail those fires. But regardless, I love this as kind of a fun throwback to Strange Things Are Happening. From Toy Story. Remember where Buzz Lightyear has kind of a workout bit in that montage where he's teaching. He's kind of working at the makeshift gym with the toys. Potato Head's like losing his arms and like eggs like that, and then Buzz Lightyear's like checking his cardio.
Like I said, I just think like in terms of substance and emotional payoff and everything, I just didn't get a ton out of this. But I think all of these are solid. But for me, I placed it at number 9. Where's it go on your list?
Well, the other thing I gotta say too is I love Buzz's acting in this. That's the main reason this is gonna be ranked where it's ranked for me. I love how enthused he is, and we kind of see a progression there where he's a little crestfallen to just kind of how wonderfully hopeful he is with kind of the teamwork that was kind of inspired amongst everyone. So that one really struck a chord with me. So my ranking is number 3.
All right, and this is why I thought that the rankings would be interesting because I knew they'd be pretty different.
Because seriously, seeing Buzz just like go through again, I just loved, even though we didn't have the voices there, which again I know it's kind of a no-brainer when you really think about it, but just the fact that I loved everything that was conveyed with, even though it was such a simple story, just seeing Buzz go through that nice progression. Like I just felt like good for Buzz, man. He was a little let down in himself, and he worked his way back up. That's nice.
All right, so let's move on to unparalleled parking. Dragon, I'm going to be honest. Surprisingly, I really liked both of the Cars shorts, man.
Really?
Yeah, I thought that both of them were really, really good in terms of character. And you know what I appreciated as far as the character goes is that I feel like that was like the biggest missed opportunity when we get to Cars 2 and even Cars 3 is that we don't really get a ton of time with the Radiator Springs townsfolk. And Dragon, I love the Radiator Spring townsfolk. So for me, that was kind of the big strength of the Cars shorts is that this is like the closest to Cars 1 that I feel like the series has gotten since the original Cars movie. Like even counting stuff like the Mater ghost stories and stuff of that nature, I really felt a charming kind of throwback to this. Now, I do feel like the other Car short is stronger. We'll get to that one. The other Car short really hit me in the nostalgia feels. And I think my attachment to Cars Land also probably helped in regards to how much I like the other one. But this one's fun, man. I really like the concept of it, just seeing how each of these characters tackles parallel parking, which is obviously a difficult part of being a car that we haven't really explored in the Cars universe before. I got a kick out of this, man. I gotta say, I don't have anything bad to say about it. Why was Chick 6 there? Yeah, that's a good question, Monkey.
Yeah, so the canon in some of these is it's a little questionable if we're being honest. Because if Chick Hicks is there, that's one thing, but Miss Fritter's also there, and then McQueen is just he stole the red paint job, which that shouldn't, it doesn't quite track. If we're trying to arrange events here, but it was just out of fun. It's like, hey, what if they just by some happenstance just kind of pass by?
Right.
It's fun, but I gotta tell you, the Cars shorts did not rank as high for me.
Gee, color me surprised.
Yeah, I've defended those Cars movies.
I know you have. I'm fine.
But yeah, so it's but of course, parking sucks. It's fun to see the Cars deal with that. Absolutely. In my head canon, that's part of like the sheriff's doing like a seminar and kind of a lesson on it, just kind of based on what we're presenting, like him just kind of leading the kind of the parking of it all, which makes sense. The cop car. McQueen's awesome at it. Chick Hicks has like a wonderful little silly tantrum with the cones, which is funny. Miss Fritters again, just tearing up the place. Really, it looks so much fun to animate Miss Fritters. This monster truck school bus driver on the idea she's an actual school bus driver. That's awesome.
She was probably my favorite addition to Cars 3.
She was really cool. I mean, yeah. Plus, you saw some of the shorts with her you probably find them on Disney Plus for sure. But you saw like the Miss Fritters school, right?
I don't think I have, no.
Yeah, yeah. There's a fun thing where it's like she gives, I believe she gives like a wrestling school or something.
Hmm.
Anyway, so the director on this, by the way, I'm not going to mention this for all the shorts. Just there's two directors that are noteworthy. This one was James Ford Murphy, who did the Lava short.
Oh my god. Oh, Jesus. You know how much I love
I
that.
know, yeah, yeah.
All right, so
Anyway,
I have mine. I have this at number 6 on my list. Where's it going on your list?
It's number 8.
Number 8. All right, that's totally fair. I can respect that. Okay, number 8. All right. Okay, anything else about it?
No, it's pretty straightforward. Lizzie gets a decent part job at the end. She gets another stab at it. Like we go on
Yeah,
a high
that's what
note.
I'm saying, man. I just really appreciated seeing all the old Radiator Springs characters again. I mean, I think I think that's a cast of Pixar characters that really doesn't get the spotlight as much as they should.
The traffic light was a fun little thing in that short too, by the way. So a little, like a little ding if they got it, and then of course red light if not so lucky.
All right, Dory Finding. So, Dragon, I'm going to take it as this was the one for you where it's like, hey, look at us. We're just going we're just having fun with the animated assets that we have.
This was one of the most indicative of the thing I was talking about earlier with the with again basically like we're taking an animation test and we're just basically giving it kind of a better background. Where usually those animation tests are up against like a white background or something very generic. But we're seeing the animation that'll be used in promos and bumpers and stuff. And this is pretty much like something you'd see like back when we had like Disney stuff on the ABC proper before Disney Plus. You'd have like, hey, this is like what's playing in between the like little bumper in between the Nemo kind of binge,
The
between
only
like the
reason I like this as much as I did is that I thought it was out of all the shorts, I thought it was one of the most Fantasia-esque when it comes to blending the music and the atmosphere and the animation of Finding Nemo, and we already know that the music and atmosphere of Finding Nemo both slap. So I thought it was a really good combination in that regard. It was pretty atmospheric. Frankly, I like seeing the character of Dory in a good light after everything that's happened this year. So I placed it maybe a little higher than I should on my list, but I totally get if you have it low.
Well, Here's what I like about it. I love I just love with a lot of these shorts. Again, like To Fitness and Beyond. I love like the subtle nods to the Pixar films in question. Where again, I think To Fitness and Beyond was like a lovely nod to the first Toy Story, and Dory Finding's case. I love like she's going by a mirror and like hey it's like Deb and Flo in the dentist office. That's kind of funny.
Uh,
And like the whole she finds a big pair of glasses, which is a nod to echolocation, essentially working like the world's biggest pair of glasses. So like fun get again like some it's like, honestly it's always fun to see undersea animated in the Finding Nemo and Finding Dory films, and it's kind of nice to go back to that. And again it was fun, it was light, didn't rank super high for me, didn't rank like at the bottom or anything. So it's just kind of cute. It's like yeah, okay, it's kind of nice.
all right, I added in my top 5. I added it number 5 just because, like I said, I thought it was very charming in terms of the atmosphere and the music, and I thought the character work on Dory was very nice, but definitely not one of the more groundbreaking ones. Where do you rank it?
7.
7? Okay, that's totally fair. All right. Okay, let us move on to Soul of the City. This is a big one.
Yes. So this is a short that's really kind of plussed by the music. One could say, this one's really, the music, of course, is a huge part of Soul, and I like how it kind of factors into our. This is kind of making the. This is per your example earlier about the kind of the Fantasia quality. This one felt most kind of aided by that.
For sure. Yeah, this was really interesting. It definitely, I feel like this and the Coco short were the most like that as far as kind of just you know, it kind of has like a day in the life. The Coco short is literally named a day in the life, and this kind of also has that aesthetic to it. So with that in mind, I really like this a lot. I thought there was a lot of atmosphere to it. Um, Wait,
What?
sorry, I think I messed up my list. It's okay.
Well,
I thought there was a lot of atmosphere to it. I thought that they showcased all the human characters from Soul very well in their natural landscape. Dragon, what I liked about it is that it feels like it's almost like a direct sequel to the movie, where this is probably what's going on right after the credits roll. You know, like as Joe steps outside at the final shot of the movie, this could be going on. You know what I mean?
I also really like that, but there's only one shot. Again, this is kind of like the Cars thing, but just a little more. I don't know, little different. Is that there's one moment that kind of takes away the epilogue-ness of it all. I mean, it pretty much plays like an epilogue because again, he's wearing the same thing he wears at the end of the movie as he walks outside, and he kind of walks down the street, which again makes it play wonderfully as an epilogue. But we see, I mean, it's up to interpretation. We see Joe's father towards the end of this, which is, it's really it's a lovely moment, by the way. How she's like, Joe's mom is letting his dad taste the soup or something, whatever she's cooking, which is a really touching bit, which really kind of plays well to the music. I mean, it could be a memory for all we know, but I mean, it's up to interpretation, either
That's what I
memory.
read it as.
I mean, it's probably because we go from that to Joe playing the piano, and honestly, it's like these are most likely we're using deleted shots from Soul. Like if I'm a betting man, I would imagine that they were going to show Joe walking down the street a little bit. I don't know how far I know they talked about an alternate ending for Soul. I don't know how far they went with animating that, but at the very least, I can imagine they animate him maybe going down the street, maybe a few extra shots of the city. So this feels very much like an abandoned epilogue for the film, and I really really appreciate it. I like seeing Des in the barbershop giving the kid the lollipop. Stuff. It's nice to kind of it's a nice. I don't know. It's like they keep playing these. You know how you have like the holiday fireplace, like on Netflix and everything around the holidays. They give you like that little like 24-hour little fireplace thing. And Disney Plus has like the Zen Masters thing where you can just kind of play like kind of pleasant. This feels very much kind of like the pleasant. There's a pleasant charm and a Zen like quality to this one. Like you just kind of have this in the background, just kind of feel good about things. It's kind of like a quiet recitation about things.
All right. Well put, well put. The only thing I didn't really care for about this one is that, and this is kind of a nitpick, but again, I'm kind of trying just to justify my rankings here. I don't really feel like it had a thorough narrative to it. I think that the Coco one did a lot better in terms of having an actual narrative where it felt like things were actually happening. Whereas what you just described, I feel like is very accurate in terms of, it really did feel like it was just kind of just little deleted bits of animation kind of put together. Whereas I feel like there's a little bit more effort in the Coco one. So it's still in my top five with that in mind. And I messed up. I have Unparalleled Parking at 7, Dory Finding at 6. So it's my number 4. Where is it for you?
It is my number 5.
Number 5. Okay.
I was on the fence between it being 4 and 5. I ended with it being 5. So
Uh, Alrighty. Okay. Next up, I'm imagining probably one of the more controversial ones. The first of 2 Key and Peele sketches. What do you think?
So yes, this is fluffy stuff with Ducky and Bunny. This segment, love.
It's essentially just like, hey, Key and Peele, do an improv riff.
Yeah, I don't know if this is another thing to mention with all these bite-sized shorts. I imagine these were very friendly to kind of Pixar facing down a pandemic, where like let's use a lot of the stuff we already have, or at least stuff that we can animate without having to work in kind of a lot of dialogue. With the exception of, if I'm a betting man, I like to think that we had some fun Key and Peele riffs in the can from Toy Story 4 that we didn't use,
Uh-huh.
and we repurposed them here. So I can probably just kind of some unused stuff from Toy Story 4. I thought it was really fun. I like good Key and Peele.
Overall, I feel like the fluffy stuff with Ducky and Bunny bits were like the least substantial in this collection, but this one made me laugh quite a bit. The other one didn't really do too much for me. The other one was pretty damn repetitive. But this one, in spite of being repetitive, I feel like the repetitiveness being a joke is pulled off a little bit more where I don't know, I just think the Key and Peele flow works very well here.
And this one, of course, had the whole like not bunny and like, hey, don't use my paws against me.
I like pointing out that Ducky can't blink. That was
Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah, like I said, overall not a lot here. It's obviously, as far as the emotion goes and the music and everything, not too high. So, where do you rank it, Dragon?
I rank it number 6.
Number 6. Okay. Is it Bunny and Ducky or Ducky and Bunny?
Now you got me questioning it. It's Ducky and Bunny.
Okay. Love Michael. Okay. And for me, I have it ranked. Let me check really quick. I have it ranked number 8. Because, like I said, it's fun. I got a lot of laughs out of it, but it's just not very substantial compared to a lot of the other ones. Okay. Move on from that. And let's go to Chore Day, The Incredibles Way.
So this is a very special director on it. This was Alan Barilaro, who directed the Piper short, and more importantly, he is one of Brad Bird's guys. This guy was one of the 3 Caballeros on The Incredibles. It was it was Tony Facilli, it was Barilaro, and I forget if it was Teddy Newton. But again, it's the 3 Caballeros are awesome, man. They're some of they're a crack squad. We hadn't directed this, which was nice.
All right, I'm just gonna go out and say this. This is my number 1.
It's also my number 1.
Oh, nice. All right. Well, hey, what do you know?
Yep.
This thing is so good, man. I really just fell in love with the characters all over again in a minute and a half. I mean, as I said with my rubric here, I feel like it checks off all 4 of my points really well. It's got a lot of great character stuff, especially Dragon. I was really charmed with the brotherly bond between Jack and Dash in this.
That little wave.
That was the thing the little wave, yeah. That I was so charmed by that, dude. But then just seeing all the characters just doing their powers in a very natural way. I actually thought that the story built up to something, which was the nice picnic at the end. That was charming. The music, of course, what can you say? It's classic Giacchino. Everything just flowed for me, man. This felt like such a natural extension of the movie.
Absolutely. The Incredible shorts impressed me most in the whole assortment. Just to kind of say that I love the old Jack multiplying, helping him. We're staying so true to the roots of the Incredibles, which are the fantastic and the mundane, which in this case chores. The mundane and the fantastic. Well, how do you do chores when you have superpowers? It's gonna be fun. So I love Dash washing the Incredicar with the waterfall that we have in the fancy new place. Kind of making the most use of this location. There's this little the subtlety, man. This is like the Caballeros at work, man. Where you have Violet taking out the trash with the force field, but also playing with Jack.
Mm-hmm.
so darn playful and nice. And then again, they're all roasting marshmallows with the baby on fire in a force field in the rain. How much more cozy can you get?
Yeah. Oh God,
Fantastic.
I love them roasting marshmallows over flaming Jack Jack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same man. It's just everything. This is why they do
Great.
this sort of thing. Yeah, I want. This makes me want more Incredibles. Darn it.
Yeah, Claude is asking for an Incredibles TV show. I mean, the Incredibles TV show that I want, Dragon, and I know it's probably unlikely to happen, but I would really like a continuation of the bizarre Frozone Mr. Incredibles. Like 1960 with what is the buddy's name? Mr. Skippy or something like that?
Skipper do.
Yeah, Skipper too. God, that's
Mr.
the Incredible
Skipper
show that
do.
I want. And then let's see. Claude says, "Watch them give Ducky and Bunny their own movie." I really wouldn't be surprised if they gave Ducky and Bunny their own Disney Plus series of shorts, a la Forky Asks the Question. I really wouldn't be surprised by that. So, and then Monkey says, "Funny, the second car short will be towards the bottom of my rankings." Well, Monkey, just you wait. I mean, I'm probably not going to be very justified to tell you. Night shots of Radiator Springs, man. Okay, next up we have A Day in the Life of the Dead. Yeah.
So real quick, I remember who the third Caballero was. It's Steve Hunter. Sorry.
Okay.
Sorry. Go on.
All right, A Day in the Life of the Dead. I thought this one was fantastic. I thought that just story wise, it just I feel like it landed better than the Soul one did because I feel like all the characters kind of got somewhere. Dragon, my favorite part of this is that the two brothers are the stars in this one. And I was very charmed by that because I felt like out of all the characters in Coco, they were the most sidelined. And they had like a fun gimmick going on and they had a fun animation style. So it really tickled me that we got to see more of them and kind of see them in a starring role as they kind of like as their bicycle antics kind of like interrupt the land of the dead. Just spending time in this world just in general, just I love it. Really good kind of it was nice seeing Hector and Emilda again. Just yeah, overall just a very good kind of day in the life of.
Hey, remember when we were like, perfectly in sync about a short ago?
Yes.
Yeah, that's not the case here.
You didn't like this?
I gotta tell you, man, this is one of my lower ranked ones.
No kidding. I'm genuinely surprised.
Yeah, I mean this one was like the most like not the digital set tour on this one, man, because barely like nothing happened. I mean, there was more character animation with like your digital set tour for sure. I mean, like we have Oscar and Felipe on a bicycle, sure. But I gotta
That's
tell you, like
not
a part.
man, Oscar and Felipe. I like when we give attention to characters that didn't do much in the first movie.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. They're just riding a bike. It's not.
They're
It's not
riding a
much.
bike and causing chaos, and the other characters are reacting to it.
I mean, it's not much though.
All right, it's fine. It's fine.
And it's
Don't
like
worry about it.
I have no problem like them focusing on character. I just wish we like focused
Dragon,
on the
you're going to be
character.
less upset about where I place this than where I place the second car short. I'll just tell you that much.
Well, anyway, where I'm going with this is like, I mean, for example, remember like the dispatch guy who like he had the jaw dropping thing,
Yeah.
the whole jaw, that guy. And I remember like when they kind of played a few clips from this thing, and they were kind of advertising the whole shorts thing as a whole, and they show that guy. I was like, oh my god, maybe this is going to be about that guy or something like him.
But I don't know. I thought this landed a little bit better than Soul in regards to Soul. We really just saw tiny little vignettes, and at least here we check in with people multiple times, and there's kind of more of a flow to it. I look, it's totally fine, subjectivity and all that. I totally respect it, but I gotta say, for me personally, this is going at number 3.
All right. Well, again, that's also, you know what else? I mean, look, this is not at all a knock against the thing. I'm just saying, like, of all the characters in the data life thing, I really miss seeing that departure agent, the one who's really interesting at the start of Coco. Remember the one that has the run in with Hector? Remember, like the one who's trying to sneak past his free
Oh
car.
yes, yes, yes.
I love her, and I was like, oh man. I mean, that's not like I can't hold that against this thing or anything, but on the whole, I like nothing. It just felt like, hey, let's jazz up just like a set tour. Like we show like a guy going up and trying to light a candle. That's not exciting at all.
All right. Where do you have it?
Yeah, I have it. So again, I kind of picked between two things here. So kind of got the tails of the coin flip, so to speak. Not that I used the coin to earn this, but it's a number 10.
Oh wow. Okay. I have
Yeah.
a feeling. I have a feeling the one that I have at number 2 is at your number 9.
Well, we'll see. We'll see.
Wow. I'm genuinely surprised, Dragon. But that's honestly, that's kind of why I want to do the ranking this way because I think it's interesting to compare our opinions. I think it's kind of an interesting thought experiment. Alrighty, 3 more to go. Okay, fluffy stuff with Ducky and Bunny, 3 heads. This was my number 10. I'm just gonna say it.
And I
Oh no! Oh no!
yeah, I like this one. I
I didn't get a lot out of this one, man. To me, it was like it was every bit as much just the one joke as the last one. I just didn't laugh as much. I just didn't find it as funny. And again, I feel like humor is one of the most subjective things, but I mean, like I said, I really think that these stick out like a sore thumb in the overall lineup, and I really wish that either all the shorts had dialogue or all the shorts were silent because having these in there, especially the fact that there's 2 of them and the fact that these shorts are so short and we only have 10 shorts, I don't know. It's like I feel like every time one of these is thrown in, it's a missed opportunity to get something like like I'd much rather have like an Inside Out short or an Up short or a Wally short or something like that. You know what I mean? And I feel like those are properties where you genuinely could do the location tour type of thing.
I don't know. I always it kind of took a fun gag from Toy Story 4, and I like how it kind of expanded, just like Key and Peele do their stuff. And again, presumably it was just kind of like that rant, like that joke, just kind of expanded here. But I think they did kind of a I don't know. It was just obviously, the Ducky Bunny shorts here are really dialogue driven, but again, it's just really funny banter about how weird like the 3 heads idea concept is for the sheep, and it's just kind of looking back on this very simple notion, and we're actually calling it out on itself, like years later with Toy Story 4, and we're just kind of doing a little bit more of that here, like some dude was out to lunch. Well, sorry, let me rephrase it. Like, if someone like checked out of the factory that day, and then they're looking at the sheep, and they're kind of critiquing this one head on the sheep. Billy, Goat, and Gruff, the three sheep, and saying, "Dude's out to lunch, straight vestigial." It's like that's hilarious. Like it's calling the one head vestigial, like the old dynamic. I don't know. I thought it was that's really funny. So then like calling the sheep rude. Well, they are sheep, though. All right, like it makes sense. I don't know. I just thought it was really kind of
All right. Well,
just
what's the subtitle on the 3 heads, right?
yeah, it's 3 heads. Yeah.
Well, I mean, like I said, I think this is an interesting thought experiment for where we place these. Um, okay, let me pull up the list. So yeah, like I said, I have it way down at number 10 just because I felt like both of the fluffy stuff shorts were a little bit out of character with the rest of the shorts, and I just didn't laugh as much as I did with the love one. Where do you have it?
I have it at number 4.
Oh dear God. Okay. Is that the biggest difference between us? No, I think the day in the life of the dead probably is so far.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, 2 more to go here, and this is going to be the most divisive one. This is going to be the one where I know that I'm going to be wrong and everybody's going to disagree with me. But Dancing with the Cars,
You know what? I
Dragon.
remember you mocking this title, by the way. You were really against this when it was
I
brought
didn't
up.
like the title. You're right. I didn't like the title, but okay, Dragon. As far as Pixar locales go, there's very few that spark my nostalgia and spark my feeling of Disney magic more than Radiator Springs all lit up at night with all the neon. I'm a fucking sucker for that, man. And like I said, what this short does very, very well is it incorporates all the Cars characters in a really natural way. I feel like it's a lot less out of the timeline than the other car short is, although I really don't mind the timeline stuff. There's just certain beats that I really love. I really love the Sarge just kind of like subtly tapping the jukebox when Fillmore's getting too into his hippie music, for example. Man, I just with the Dancing with the Cars thing, I feel like if they would have made it a competition, like if Mater was like, "All right, dang gum, we're here to do Dancing with the Cars," then I would not have liked it, Dragon. I really wouldn't have. But as it stands now, what I love about this is that it's a very spontaneous, nice little moment in the life of Radiator Springs. And as I said, I am just a fucking sucker. I can't get enough of Radiator Springs all lit up with the neon and everything. And that final shot of the cars all just kind of dancing off down the Radiator Springs main street, off towards the entrance to Radiator Springs Racers, because I can't look at a layout of Radiator Springs without thinking of Cars Land. Um, yeah, there's just a magic to that, Dragon. That was one of my all-time favorite shots in this whole Pixar popcorn collection. It just kind of like inspired something in me. I love the location of Radiator Springs, and I feel like it was used very well here. And I also feel like, as I said, the underrated characters were used very well here. So Dragon, I know I'm probably crazy, but I'm placing this at my number two.
Mm.
Go ahead, tear it to shreds.
See, I thought this. I mean, it was between this and Day in the Life of the Dead. These are like the weak sauce of the bunch for me.
Oh man,
I mean, again, I contemplate putting this at the bottom, but I just
because it's Cars.
no, it's not because it's. I mean, it's honestly, it's that I don't look. I like seeing Radiator Springs at night with the neon and everything. That's great, but I'm just again, Tiki. It's the fact that there's no substance here. It's the dancing cars, shenanigans. That's all it is. I mean, I'll admit, I like the ending. I like the nice mambo and conga line. That's nice. Just going through Radiator Springs. That's a nice image to go out on. But that's all it is. It's just like so the cars are dancing, and well, that's it. That's it. Like, yeah, they're dancing.
It's the characters.
But it's not much. See, you get my logic for these in the ranking, bros. The ones that didn't present much to the equation and much to grab onto, it's just like they're kind of going to the bottom. It's like again, it's just like it's like we're just showing off the location.
Look,
Okay,
I think I'm just probably just biased because I
you've
am
been
so
there.
location. Okay, and that means that by default, Cookie Nom Noms is your number two and my number five.
Way to take the mystery out of life, but yeah.
Well, I'm just saying, it's the last one left, and it's the only one on the board. I don't want to. I don't feel like switching the screen share yet another time.
Wait, is it
So
num num or num? I thought it was num num.
I think you're right. So
Hey,
Cookie
num
Nom Nom
num.
was really nice. I feel like once again, I don't feel like it was as good as the other incredible short. But I do feel like it was another great showcase for the characters.
I love that this was kind of a sequel to the cake scene from the original Incredibles, and was gloriously, gloriously so. I just thought this was. I just loved getting more clever Incredibles animation. Just Bob looking for sweets in the middle of the night again, and of course, what was the big element we've seen with the Incredibles lately? The cookie. Little fun fact about the cookie. I don't know if we talked about this or not, but the cookie, the specific model of the cookie num num is is what Pixar serves in their cafe. They serve those
Oh
cookies, and
God.
that's where they got the idea from. And now they serve. Well, I mean, I can't say now, but they serve them at the Pixar Pier.
Yes, I am aware. I have gotten them before, and they are delicious.
Right, so that's the thing. So these
They're
cookies,
almost
they
more like cookie flavored brownies.
that's the thing. So they got the idea for this thing from Cafe Luxo at
Uh,
Pixar. Anyway, so just again the idea of they're trying not to wake they're trying not to wake Helen or Jack, and it was just like this quiet super battle between father and son, and Violet comes in the mix. It's just yet again the perfect balance of the fantastic and the mundane, but also filtered through the family dynamic, which is
and then,
it's
of
just
course, Helen getting the last laugh is just
yes,
priceless.
the perfect end. Like it's really, this is such a sly ending where mom gets the cookie, and she deserves that cookie, man. Very nice, I love, and of course the Giacchino score is great. I know it's just again, it's just nice. That it was a very satisfying. Not quite as good as didn't quite leave you as cozy and heartwarming as like, oh, look at him roasting marshmallows with the baby in the rain under the force field. It doesn't quite get as great as that, but it's really nice, really classy, and just again makes you
You've never
hungry for
sampled the
more.
cookie at Pixar Pier, Rob? I'm disappointed in you. I'm sorry, Dragon.
Anyway, but yes, makes you hungry, much like the cookie itself. You're hungry for more Incredibles.
I mean, Rob, I know you're not a foodie guy, but I genuinely think you would like the cookie nom nom. All right, so Dragon, let's just go roundtable really quick and just give off our rankings once more. So just to kind of prove that we have radically different tastes and that one of us is inherently wrong, but the audience has to decide which.
Right.
Number 10, I have Fluffy Stuff with Ducky and Bunny, three heads. Like I said, the Fluffy Stuff shorts kind of stuck out like a sore thumb to me, and this one just didn't make me laugh all that much. Number 9, I don't know why I didn't like Two Fitness and Beyond that much. Like I said, to me, it just kind of had a little bit of an abrupt ending. It's like, oh, nobody wants to exercise, and now they do want to exercise. Number 8, Fluffy Stuff with Ducky and Bunny. Love. Funny short, really funny, just kind of doesn't really stick out because most of the other shorts are music based. Number 7, Unparalleled Parking. Like I said, it's nice to see the Cars characters again. I thought they were used pretty well. Number 6, Dory Finding. Probably one of the more atmospheric shorts of the bunch. A good showcase of the Dory character. Number 5, Cookie Nom Noms, great payoff, really fun. Nice to see the Incredibles in action again. Number 4, Soul of the City. Really, really nice, beautiful vignettes of the Soul City. Nice to see where all the characters are. Almost feels like a continuation of the movie, but it doesn't have the flow of what I think is my number 3, A Day in the Life of the Dead, which genuinely does. I'm still surprised this is your number 10, Dragon. To me, Day in the Life of the Dead really connects everything together as far as showing the day in the life stuff while still having a lot of gorgeous animation and music to go along with it. Number 2, Dancing with the Cars. Honestly, mostly just for that last shot. I'm biased as hell. I love Radiator Springs with all the neon. And number 1, the one thing we can truly agree on is that Chore Day, The Incredibles way, is the best of the bunch. All right, what's your top 10?
My top 10. Buckle up, folks. All right. A Day in the Life of the Dead is number 10 because outside, like Hector jumping into Imelda's arms, I'm not getting much in that short. I'm not really getting much much character. It's like, okay, they're on a bike. That's about it.
I'm
Okay,
on a
number
bike,
9.
motherfuckers. Take a look at me.
What?
Go You've never heard the on the boat, I'm on a boat thing?
Anyway,
Anyways, go ahead. I know Rob appreciated that reference.
you are a sad, strange little
Rob,
weasel.
tell me in the chat if you appreciated that reference.
Don't don't beg for approval. It's anyway. All right. Okay, number 9, Dancing with the Cars, because outside of a conga line, again, they're just dancing. And we're just basically using a really cool set that we've seen before, but, it's just they're dancing cars. All right, number 8, Unparalleled parking. This one, yes, it's a cutesy short. I mean, I think kind of a nice little bumper amidst amidst parallel parking. Parking sucks. And seeing the cars deal with it, quite fun. Number seven, Dory Finding. It's again fun use of the aesthetic of being underwater. Again, kind of the it's some kind of like lost and found comedy under the sea. It's nice to see kind of Dory always. Number six. Number six is Fluffy Stuff with Ducky and Bunny. Love. Yeah, it was just again like good old Key and Peele comedy. Again, I like the Ducky and kind of Bunny riffing, and you get a little bit of it there. Number five, Soul of the City. Again, a really nice epilogue piece for Soul. Again, has like kind of a nice, I think probably one of the best utilizations of the music within these. Number four, Fluffy Stuff with Ducky and Bunny. Three heads. Again, it's kind of one of the funny gags, one of the funny Key and Peele riffs from the Toy Story 4, expounded upon. I'm now noticing, ironically, number four. What do you know? All right, number three, To Fitness and Beyond. Oh, seriously, I had the Incredible shorts not come along, this would have been my number one because I just love. I don't know why. I'm so charmed by just kind of Alan investing in Buzz Lightyear without a word of dialogue as he's kind of going through like this little. It's a simple story, yet again the arc is real, man. Just seeing like kind of Buzz go through kind of the range of emotions as he's trying to kind of inspire his fellow toys. Number two, Cookie Num Num, Cookie Num Num. Yeah, seriously, it's really clever animation. Just the kind of stuff I want to see with the Incredibles. And number one, Chore Day, The Incredibles Way, absolutely just the big standout. My God, I mean, it's just everything I love about The Incredibles times 10. It's just the fantastic and the mundane, and also kind of the cozy, warm embrace of family amidst rain and marshmallows and babies on fire. It's awesome.
All right, well, that'll do it for us this week as we holster our remotes till the next installment calls for the draw. Mono e mono. Just plus. And us.
Cookie Num Num.
Nom nom cookie. Nom
Num
nom
Num
cookie.
Cookie.